But first, what would dance clubs be without the thudding rhythms of techno and house? The roots of this pared-down music stretch decades back, and in many cases, to Germany. Arts.21 listens to the pioneers of electronic music.
For 2 decades, electronic music has dominated the clubs. Techno DJs are the stars of this culture, and Germany's DJ Hell is one of them. His new CD, Teufelswerk, or Work of the Devil, is a concept album which celebrates the high points of German electronic music over the last 40 years. The track entitled The ANGST is a remix of material from the early days of electronic sound.
German electronic music influenced me a lot as a kid, and I've gone back to it with my Day album. I made it my own and added a modern touch.
But it all began many years earlier. Karlheinz Stockhausen, the most important German composer of the post-war era, was already revolutionizing music with electroacoustic sounds in the 1950s. Stockhausen inspired countless musicians the world over, including German groups like Can. In the early 70s, so-called krautrock bands like Tangerine Dream experimented with the new technology of synthesizers. By the mid-70s, the penetrating new electronic sound of the group Kraftwerk changed the world of music. The machine-like rhythms, minimal beats, and futuristic look pointed to the electro-pop, house, and techno styles that were to follow.
I think the best example is Kraftwerk. At the beginning, everyone said that it sounded like computer music generated by robots. Today, when you hear a Kraftwerk song, it sounds normal, and you notice how much you've got used to hearing sounds like that.
The techno movement in Germany was pioneered above all in Berlin. The wall had barely come down when bands began experimenting in empty ruins and cellars on the east side of the city. A revolution in music tastes was in the making. Legendary clubs like Kraftwerk and Tresor were writing music history. In 1989, techno left the underground and went out onto the streets. The Love Parade was a movement that left its mark on an entire decade. Reaching mainstream acceptance at its high point in 1999, techno was then dismissed as outdated and even given up for dead. But that proved premature. Berlin remained enormously attractive for those keen to experiment with music, including today's avant-garde. DJs like Richie Houghton from Detroit and Magda were among them.
I feel Berlin has always been more open than other places for experimental sounds, maybe, and I find when I play clubs I feel more comfortable and free to experiment with sounds.
And today Berlin is a center point for art, technology, music, culture. It's everything, you know, and a lot of those things start to cross over. So you have people over there programming music software, people over there using that software to make new sounds, someone, you know, doing a gallery. It's really open, relaxed, and yeah, inspiring.
One of these sound designers is the software developer and multimedia artist Robert Henke. He's part of the minimal electro project Monolake. The music software he co-developed is used all over the world. Henke is very much a visionary and says he's not yet content.
It would be really great if I could tell the computer, do more, put this sound after that one, bring that closer to me. If I could control that with a mere gesture. For that, I would need software that recognizes the gestures. Or I would make a sound grainier simply by painting something grainy on the screen. And the result would be a grainier sound. There's still so much to discover.
Carsten Nicolai is another developer. He's actually better known as an artist, but he's also a celebrated DJ known from Berlin to Tokyo. Electronic sounds are more and more a part of his art.
For people working on a new sound aesthetic, there's still a gigantic range of possibilities when it comes to electronic music. You can still do a lot with this sound. Experimental projects like Rota are very important for me because I can use what I'm doing there for other musical things I'm working on.
All over the world, the German electro pioneers of today are still influencing music in important ways.